Hey everybody, I am on my walk here in Tallahassee, or Tally as they like to call it. I am trying to walk, usually I try to walk about between 14 and 18 miles a day. Today I am going to try to walk 20 to 25. We'll see how it goes. It looks like it's about to rain, so I don't know. Sun over there, and in front of me it's like all cloudy, so we'll see how it goes. I kind of wanted to take a minute out and like talk about 5-year journey. I get a lot of questions about it, if I ended it, if it's continuing, why I'm not traveling if it's continuing, what's going on. What really is going on is that along the way in 5-year journey, in October of last year, 2014, something that I didn't exactly plan on happening happened. While I was in Orlando, I met and fell in love with Stafford, and while I tried to fight it and tried to keep on traveling, it was super difficult to know that you're like in love with somebody and to continue on a journey, a 5-year journey, traveling nonstop. He flew out in January. We agreed that I'd try to make it all the way across country, make it to LA. I'm in Anaheim, and once I did that, he would meet me in Anaheim and we'd go to Disneyland together. He works for Disney World, so gets like free tickets, and so we went there and spent a little more than a week, 10 days in Anaheim, visiting Disneyland, which is like one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. I hope you can see me. The sun is like glaring and it's bad. So we did that and had a blast in Disneyland. I fell more in love with him, and as soon as he left, it was like sad, like it like felt like depression really kicked in hard for me. And it was at that point that I kind of had to decide if I was going to continue this journey, continue traveling nonstop, or if I was going to stop the journey altogether and get to Stafford. Well, stopping the journey altogether wasn't really an option because I gave up everything I had to be able to go on that journey. Like everything. I gave up my place. I hadn't wasn't working, had just finished up school, and so it wouldn't be exactly possible for me just to randomly stop and be like, okay, I'm going to begin my life with Stafford now. So since January, I've been trying to figure out how in the world am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this relationship work with Stafford and it work out for me to be able to continue professionally, for him to be able to continue professionally and going to school, because he's going to school as well. Sorry if you can't see me, it's like really shadowed. Hopefully you can at least hear me talk. But yeah, so we had to decide, figure out exactly what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and I couldn't really exactly stop the journey. So I have continued to travel. Ended up staying in California, going to different cities around LA after that. Struggled pretty hard with depression. And it's not just the fact that I fell in love and I needed to get back to Stafford. It was the fact that I'm traveling around non-stop, visiting people, meeting people, never knowing exactly what to expect. Sometimes feeling welcome, sometimes not so much. And doing it all on no money and having to depend on others was a challenge and a half. Plus, I kind of want to be able to create and do more creative work. So it was just super depressing. And I had to make it work, try to figure out how to make it work. Sorry, I'm walking and this is bouncing and cars are like waiting and yada yada. Anyway, so I had to figure out how to make it work. And I'm sorry for the pause. Yeah, so I ended up in kind of a rough spot. Once I was in San Francisco, I decided to do that 30-day experience where I was going to spend most of my time on the streets, living on the streets. Ended up spending about half of it on the streets and was invited in to stay with somebody that had read one of my posts on Tumblr, which was an excellent experience. It was amazing because I was able to see the perspective. I was able to see different perspectives of the city from different points of view, staying on the streets and then actually staying with him in his like high-rise apartment. And then on the 30th day of that, I was mugged and had everything I had, like my camera, my backpack with my laptop in it, external hard drives with all of my photo work. All of it was stolen in one like swift moment. Not to mention I was pretty in shock because I was attacked from behind by two different guys. It was scary and it was hard to handle. So on top of like just handling the depression of having gone through this experience of traveling like non-stop, staying with random strangers and trying to make that work and doing it on next to nothing and then not ever knowing what to expect. And then on top of that, my struggle with like missing Stafford and wishing that Stafford was there, wishing I could just begin my life with him, knowing he's the one, but knowing that he's across the country from me. And then you add on the fact that I had just been mugged and it was just too much. So what ended up happening was I had scheduled a trip to Las Vegas, was my next stop after San Francisco. I was going to be there for a few days, and then and this was in the end of April. I would fly out here to Tallahassee, stay with my friends here, and enjoy that time, take it as a time to relax, work on some writing and photography, and then head to Orlando again. And supposedly I was going to stay with Stafford and his family, but what ended up happening was he surprised me with a trip to Walt Disney World, which is great, but I didn't have anywhere to stay after Walt Disney World. So we had to work on that, trying to figure out where I was going to go, continue to work on my photography and writing, and have fun at Disney World all at the same time. It was crazy though. It was super hard to pull off. I am going to change arms because that arm is like killing me after holding the camera like that. So that's exactly what we did. Worked on trying to figure out a place for me to go. We arranged it for me to be able to go to Miami, but it was only going to have a couple days coverage, and then I would basically have to go back on the streets again. And I didn't want that. My friends here made a post on Facebook saying that they were planning on going to Disney World for their own trip and asking if anybody would mind coming and watching their pets. Well, I love their pets and I needed a place to go, so it worked out that I came and stayed with them. The bad part is I haven't been able to figure out a way to get back out of Tally yet, so I'm working on that. 5-year journey. I really kind of consider myself to be on 5-year journey still, but instead of it being about me like traveling nonstop, it's about like capturing just my experiences in life and then capturing my life with Stafford as we begin our life together. And we will begin our life together some way or another. We're going to make it work. I believe that. So that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. Trying to make that all work out. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to work. I'm going to make it work. We're going to make it work. It's just we find ourselves in a really weird position, really different position, and just trying to work around that. I am working on photography, still doing photo shoots, actually doing photo shoots, not just out exploring with a camera anymore. And I'm working on some writing. I'm going to write about the first year of 5-year journey, the experiences that I had on that, meeting Stafford, how we fell in love, and sharing that experience, and hopefully it inspires somebody. If it doesn't inspire, it entertains or makes people think. But it wasn't like that first year was really an amazing experience, just super difficult, super hard, and I ended up being very depressed in the long run. Nothing to do with anybody else, just it's kind of hard to be traveling nonstop. I visited over 50 cities and stayed with over 70 different hosts in that year, and it was extreme. So now I'm in Tally, kind of stuck here, trying to work my way out, doing photo shoots for whatever people can pay me or trade me or give me, trying to make that work, and then working on some writing, and actually have listed some of my prints from different experiences I've had and different photos I've shot with creative series or just the different cities I visited, and selling those prints on jeremy.com. It's JERAHME.com. Hopefully people buy prints and books and I can get out of here soon. We will see how it goes. If not, hopefully we get a lot of photo shoots and I can get some money off of that and make it out of here and start looking forward to getting to Orlando. Once I'm in Orlando, I'll stay in Orlando for a while as Stafford goes to school in Orlando for a couple of years, and then we plan to head to LA. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything goes, apparently. Anyway, just one kind of update. A lot of people ask about 5-year journey. Still kind of going on, but not really the same thing. Just capturing the 5 years, not really pushing myself to travel nonstop, doing a different city every week or every couple weeks is a challenge, and yeah, I am not up for it anymore. I'm ready to move on to my next thing, and that includes photography and being creative with writing and photography and storytelling through multimedia. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully we do some really great things. I hope. Anyway, that's all I have. Just wanted to chit chat for a little bit. Hope you're doing great. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Say hi if you haven't. And goodbye.